Hey, I got bad reception, but the boys did such a great job letting our friends know about the chip shortage and ordering their vehicles. Now I just need the vehicles to come in. I don't want to end up with pie in my face.
I want pie in my face.
Lost them.
Wow, look at all the new vehicles.
Ordering works after all.
You got pie now.
Others call you customers?
We call you friends.
That's Dublin Ford Lincoln.
Hi, I'm Kyle Gerard at A+ Flooring and Construction. If you're in the market for a complete home remodel, come see us. If you just want floors, maybe a new construction build, cabinets refurbished, or even a whole bathroom remodel, come see us at A+ Flooring and Construction, 371 Georgia Highway 338, or give us a call, 478-676-2662. Look forward to doing business with you.
North, south, east, or west, Friendly Gus is on your way today. Fuel up with Friendly Gus's delicious breakfast, made fresh every day. Your wallet and your belly will thank you. Choose from our 20, 40, and 60-piece chicken finger and wing platters. And don't forget the tater logs. Our food is always fresh and our service is always friendly. Friendly Gus, on your way today. Also shop Cochran Brothers Cash and Carry at 320 South Jefferson in Dublin for additional items like paper products, chicken wings, bulk drinks, spices, sauces, and more.
Welcome everybody. I'm glad to have with me today my dear friend Penny Foskey with Angels in Flight, and I can't believe it's almost a year since we were down in Wrightsville, over in Wrightsville, wherever you're watching us from, for y'all's annual event. Before we get into that, because it's coming up real soon and we want you to be a part of it, we're going to talk about that. But tell our viewers a little bit about Angels in Flight.
Angels in Flight Recovery Center is a women's residential recovery program from substance use and mental health disorders. We've been in business this year, it'll be 11 years, where we've been serving women. They come to us from all nationalities, all ages. They come to us from jail, they come to us from home, they come to us from detox centers. They're broken women, and they come to us for some assistance in figuring out how to live a life clean and sober.
Yep, and you know, I get to talk to so many. Well, we met quite a few at the event last year, same at Promise Hope Teen Challenge. We have some really good programs in our communities, and we're kind of weeding out the bad ones now, thankfully. An ordinance from Orange County, we weeded out some of these bad ones, and because, you know, when you are broken, when you're trying your best to get off drugs, you're seeking help.
Right.
And there's so many people that prey on those people that are weak. And it's good that we have places like Angels in Flight in Wrightsville. Well, tell us a little bit. I talked to you off camera about it, but I've never known your story or the story behind Angels in Flight. Walk us through that.
I was addicted to alcohol for 25 years, powder cocaine 21, and crack cocaine 13. And I had some childhood trauma that I didn't know what to do with. I did not know what to do with my emotions. I guess I became emotionally illiterate at about the age of 7. My younger brother Kenny was hit by a car, and I also, walking home from church one Sunday morning, and I don't remember being hit. I do remember waking up in the hospital, and I do remember a week later my parents came home and announced that Kenny wouldn't be returning home. And the granddaughter of the lady that hit us by accident, first day of second grade, the accident happened between first and second grade in the summer. She told me that I killed my brother and I pushed him in front of the car. And it was 41 years old and in treatment when I had the courage to ask my mom, did I really do that? And of course, my mom played it all the way back through, and I didn't. So I lived with false guilt and false shame for a really long time, and I felt like I was never good enough. It didn't matter. I performed to be good enough for my parents, to try to make up for all that I thought that I had taken from them, and it was a relief to find out at the age of 41 and in treatment that I was not responsible for his death.
Wow. What a burden to live with for that amount of time. And you know, the stories are different with people that have been addicts and struggle with it and gotten clean now. The stories are different to begin with, but the story's the same in the end.
Right.
You're addicted to fill in the blank, whatever it might be, alcohol, drugs, alcohol is a drug, but whatever it might be. And so basically what I hear, correct me if I'm wrong, but you sought out these other drugs to kind of dim reality or
Right. Right.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah. And then I was sexually molested by 2 family members between the ages of 7 and 12. So I didn't know who to trust with all this information, because I thought if I told anyone or anyone knew, that I'd be removed from the home and that I would be destroying my entire family. Yeah. And that was a huge responsibility for me as a young child, to feel all of that. And once I found alcohol at 17, it seemed I could change. I could change who I was. Yeah. I could not think about that. It helped me to press those things down. I've had back surgery at 19 years old.
Stem from maybe the wreck? You had trouble from when you were young, or what?
I was a nursing assistant and training to be an EMT, and somehow or another I lifted incorrectly and ended up being on loads of pain medicine for about 3 months before they decided to do surgery. And my first introduction to drugs was having all my wisdom teeth cut out at 15 and on Percocet. Yeah. So my body, I come from a family of alcoholics. Right. And so it didn't take long for me to join the crowd, so to speak, yes. And I liked the way that it made me feel. I liked the way that I could change and become whoever I wanted to be. Yeah. And I didn't have to continue to be that injured, traumatized young girl. I could, I become rebellious. I bailed out of church at 18 and just sought to find my own path, and what a path I found.
Yeah, and to maybe people watching, listening to what you just said, and I see it in our homeless ministry, where people who have never done drugs or alcohol, but once they become homeless, they struggle to deal with the situation they're in, so they turn to these other things. And you just said it's what made me think of that you could be whoever you wanted to be.
Right.
In your mind.
Right.
Yeah, and that's really all that matters.
And I could socialize.
I don't mean it's all that matters, but at that time in your life, that's all you cared about, because you could get out of it what you just described, and now Penny can be Superwoman or whatever.
Right. I didn't have to deal with the emotions of that. Yeah. I could be happy temporarily.
Yeah, for a change.
Right.
And for a season.
Right.
Yeah, but reality always comes back.
Absolutely.
So how did you eventually, what made you come to a point? Because most people that I deal with this, I serve on the board at Teen Challenge, and all these guys who come to Teen Challenge are broken. And I believe, and same with me, for other reasons, but I believe that once you're truly broken, only then can God really take you and use you how He wants to use you.
Right.
And how we should want God to use us. But I say all that to ask you, where were you broken? What got you to that point where you said, I'm done, I want help, I need help?
Well, there was prophecy given over me a couple of times in my life that God had something for me to do. I just didn't understand what it was. And it was prophesied over that, I would help somebody in the future. And of course, I didn't know what that was. Had no idea. My kids were in DFACS care, was being arrested for various things. I've had 5 DUIs in a lifetime, 3 of those in 4 months, and actually I was headed to prison. And when you go to jail enough that you know how to change out and drag your mat and the handcuff starts looking like accessories, you might want to rethink this. And so I didn't want to continue that path. I was arrested, I think, 8 times in 9 months. Gas drive-off, possession, like I said, 3 DUIs, bad checks.
All because of the addiction to...
Well, yes, all my terrible bad thinking that came along with that. I was a messed up person before I ever picked up the substances. I just didn't realize that. And so I was trying to fill that void with those things. But once I lost custody of my kids, I really spiraled out at that point. And when I got arrested that night, matter of fact, it's not far from here where I got arrested. The poorhouse, P-O-U-R, house that used to be just down the street, the bar, was the last place that I had a drink, and I was arrested for DUI, and I was on my way to get drugs. And I had prayed for God to help me on the Sunday prior to this, and this was on early Good Friday morning, on a Friday before Easter, and I cried out, God help me. And little did I know that God was going to help me and show up with blue lights and handcuffs. And as I sat in the back seat of that cop car, I surrendered physically to the law and spiritually to God's grace. And I said, wherever you ask me to go, whatever you ask me to do, I'm yours, I'm done. And so about 3 weeks into treatment in Atlanta at Mary Hall Freedom House, then it's Freedom Village now, God gave me the name Angels in Flight in a class called the Dream Givers. And they said that whatever it was that God had in store for us from birth, we could see ourselves doing it for the rest of our life. And it would be almost effortless. And so I wrote down Angels in Flight, and I had no idea what that was until 3 years clean and sober. Moved back here from the Atlanta area because my kids wanted to come back to the country because I had regained custody of them. And also the man that I had became involved with and married. Also, we met in addiction. And so we moved back here with the hopes of blending our families together. And 3 years clean and sober at church, where I was teaching Bible school. Sunday school, and he was teaching Sunday school. 2 young women came to us, and they spent the night with me. And when they spent the night with me, they shared where they were staying was not a good place. And so I asked them to stay with me. I was doing a Beth Moore Bible study at church on Thursday mornings, and that I would carry them back to where they were living on Thursday. Well, things turned. They become living in my home within 48 hours. And we were in the process of trying to see what to do. And in 3 weeks, God opened the doors for us to buy my parents' home, and we were able to continue renting the house. And I was working full-time and also ministering to them. And in 3 weeks, we become homeowners. We moved. Seriously, in 3 weeks, it was the biggest spiritual whirlwind that I have ever been in. My mother and daddy was moving out the back door. We were moving in the front door. And what my mother had left at our house was enough for us to leave our things at the lake house. And so, Angels in Flight, I made a phone call to Miss Lucy, who operates Mary Hall Freedom House, and she told me what to do to become incorporated. And in just a few phone calls, I was incorporated in 3 weeks because God had it lined up for those people to be in my life for that specific time.
Yeah.
So the prophecy started unfolding.
Well, that's definitely a God thing, that whole story you just shared, because it wouldn't have happened. There's no way it could have happened on your own.
No.
Not the way it's turned out. You could have done something, but it would have not be what it is today.
I'm just a person in long-term
Yeah.
recovery wanting to help somebody.
Yeah.
And while I was in Atlanta, I served at Celebrate Recovery at Dunwoody Baptist Church on Sunday afternoons in their mixed issues group, and I sponsored women and attended meetings and things. So to move here and just it land in your lap, not trained, but God trained me. What does he say about calling the equipped and equipping the called?
That's right.
And that's exactly what he's done.
Yeah.
I said we kind of done this thing backwards. We had the girls and then we had to develop the program, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a lot of work, but seeing the successes and even the failures, because we're planting a seed for God's kingdom. And when people ask us what our outcomes are about our success stories, I'm like, do you want to know how many seeds we've planted for the big harvest? Or do you want to know how many days clean somebody's been, or how many jobs we've helped them get, or how much documentation we've been able to help them regain, such as birth certificates, social security cards,
Well, it's
IDs.
such a multifaceted. It's so multifaceted. You know, you've changed a lot of lives, and eternal lives. So
That's the big
and
picture.
that's more important than, you know, it is fun. I shared this with somebody the other day. It is fun to plant seeds, and that's what we should be doing. And it's fun watering. But when we do see the harvest come in, it is, I believe God gives us those moments in time where we see the harvest to keep encouraging us to
Absolutely.
keep planting those seeds, because we plant so many seeds, because you and I know, and a lot of you know, we can't save anybody.
No, but God can.
But if we'll just keep planting, we'll keep watering, and He will let us see the harvest come in. But well, y'all, we got to take a quick break. We'll come back right after this.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and air conditioning unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new unit, Amana offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff can help you today at Allen's Heating and Cooling. Your Amana dealer. Amana, last and last and last.
At Central Georgia Primary Care, we are dedicated to improving your health and quality of life throughout Lawrence County with state-of-the-art facilities. We are your one-stop shop for all things health care, and there's a location near you no matter where you live. Central Georgia Primary Care is located at 406 Central Drive in East Dublin and just off Hillcrest, at 101 Mercer Drive, and in Dublin at 230 Industrial Boulevard, north, south, east, or west. There's a Central Georgia Primary Care centrally located near you.
Automax, your local repair shop, family owned and operated. Our mechanics are all ASE certified for 100% satisfaction guaranteed. We service all makes and models, foreign and domestic. So come see us at Automax for complete auto repair. We offer certified auto repairs, mufflers, brakes, engine repairs, diagnostics, struts, suspension, and a whole lot more. That's Automax. 707 Kellam Road, Dublin. Call us at 606-6868. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Automax.
MedFirst is committed to service and quality care. Located on Hillcrest Parkway near Fairview Park Hospital, we're built on the philosophy of continually providing new and effective services to meet the healthcare needs of the communities we serve. We have a complete inventory of all the latest in-home medical equipment and appliances. Also, the latest technology in seat lift chairs is displayed in one of the largest medical showrooms anywhere. MedFirst has become a leader in sleep therapy in the Middle Georgia area as well as home respiratory services. We have staff on call to help you at any time, so call us day or night, 478-274-1900, or come by and see us at 1204 Hillcrest Parkway.
Welcome back, everybody. I have with me today, if you're just joining us, Penny Foskey, and with Angels in Flight. And I was telling you off camera a while ago how many thousands of people had watched what you did last year. It was an amazing thing to see. You had invited Julie and myself down, and we came down and filmed the actual program part. But the part I was not prepared to do was her bidding on all those silent auction stuff. She got to bidding, and then she pointing at certain things. Don't you let nobody outbid us on that right there. You watch that right there. And I remember me and this little old lady, we were the only ones bidding on this certain item, and I kept watching, and I'd hear the girl say, 5 more minutes, 3 more minutes, whatever she was saying, you know, the countdown. And I couldn't let my wife down, so I had to make sure. So we wasn't prepared, even though it was fun writing that check, because we know it goes to a good cause.
Well, thank you for that.
But y'all, it's coming up in April, and I want to talk about it now, but take the time and mark it on your calendar and come and be a part of it. It was a fun time. The silent auction is just one part of it, but the comments I've heard about what we've aired is the stories that touched them of the people that you had to speak, and some we got to meet that wasn't part of the program. We met other people, and but I'm gonna tell you, the people that were there, there was a bunch of people in that church that day. I guess social hall maybe.
Yes.
We were in. It was packed. It was packed, and we got to sit at a table with some people that we'd never met before, and just to listen to the stories. It was just incredible. But it is a fundraiser. We're trying to raise money to support Angels in Flight. So it's coming up in April. Give us the who, what, when, where, how.
Okay. It's going to be April the 22nd. The doors will open at 1. The silent auction begins at 1, and we'll continue until probably about 3:30, 3:35, 3:40, somewhere along there. So that people can finalize their bids. We do have some items this year. We have a couple of fur coats. We do have a one-of-a-kind quilt that is 110 inches by 110 inches. Wow. And designer designed the center of the quilt, and a gentleman and his wife paid the quilt company to create this quilt from her design, so it's a one-of-a-kind quilt. We have, lots of things. That's just a couple of them. Yeah. We've got some nice homemade furniture that's being built that is very pretty. I spoke with one of the board members this morning. He was in his shop building those tables. We have cakes. We have bakers who bake cakes and donate them. Last year we auctioned off some beautiful cakes, and some of those will be back in the room. We will do a live auction again this year like we did last year as part of it. Handmade jewelry will be there.
There was a lot of good jewelry.
Yes.
And when you got your wife there with you, you know, women just are drawn to jewelry. I don't know if there's a magnet in it that magnetizes the things, but it is hard for her to list just an exhaustive list, because there's so many things. dishes and plates and
Yes.
I'm not talking about something bought at Walmart. I'm talking about old stuff with beautiful prints on it and
Crystal.
that's right. Julie's never let me live this down, but you had 2 chairs, gaming chairs, like the kids get in, our grandkids get in to play their games and watch TV, and it's those of you watching now that are gamers, I am not, but I've gotten on it a few times and I can't hardly get up. But Julia told me, get both of them. And I said, we don't need 2 of them things. We'll just get one. Well, I've never lived it down. We bid on the one and got it. And I should have got the other one because the kids fight over this one to be sitting in it. So, and she tells me every time, I told you to bid on both them chairs. And so, Lord, I hope they got them chairs again this year so I can buy some. But the point is, and you're watching some video as we talk about this, so you're seeing the room and different things. But it's different this year. May have like the cakes. You may have some of the same cakes or just different cakes. But there'll be a lot of items. Just come and it's fun. It's and to the people that are watching us over in Wrightsville and Johnson County, you know a lot of the people. We knew some of the people there, but not all the people, not even the majority of the people. But it was fun getting to meet new people. Mm-hmm. And to the people in Wrightsville, I heard this. It was kind of like a family reunion, you know, getting together at church. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like a social after church on Sunday, even though this is on Saturday, right?
Right. It's from 1 till 4. Each table has a hostess. The hostess has purchased the table. The hostess will bring her own china. She will create her own theme.
That's right.
And we vote on the most popular table and give a small token of appreciation for that. This year we've got 21 tables already sold.
Good.
And
how much is the table?
The tables are $200,
Okay.
or you can purchase an individual ticket. You can purchase them online this year at our website at www.angelsinflight13.org.
Okay.
Just go to the events and follow the drop down and you'll find.
And we'll keep that on the screen as we talk so you can get a pen or something and write it down and go on there. Go ahead.
And all the food items that are there, I mean, there are some beautiful petite sandwiches and wonderful hors d'oeuvres that is served there, and it's all donated.
It was incredible.
And so if there's anybody out there that wants to donate
Yeah.
some, just give us a call at 478-864-8090, and we'll definitely be glad to take your contribution to that. We have two teas. We have a Earl Grey regular tea, and we have an Earl Grey with bergamot. And we do also infused water with strawberry lemons. And we've kind of been known for those foods to be so creative and so beautifully displayed.
Yeah, it's too pretty to eat.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. The ladies, the hostesses, the volunteers, everybody just do a fantastic job.
I was not.
in helping us.
I'm just going to tell you right here in front of God and everybody. I did not expect because we'd never been, and I'm so glad you invited us. But I was not expecting what we walked in and saw. As a matter of fact, I told you, I said, my God, I'm underdressed. I cannot believe I'm in here with all these pretty women all dressed up. And I might dress better this year. I might put my tux on or something, but come as you are. But it was just beautiful. Everything was like sitting in the perfect place. And like you said, the tables, I forgot about that.
They are gorgeous.
All these tables were incredible. And I didn't know at the time what you just described, but the whole place is exquisite. It's just not what you expect in Dublin or Wrightsville or wherever. I go to a lot of functions, and I'm gonna tell y'all, and you know we do, but I've not been to nothing that looked that nice when you walk in. It was just like knock your socks off.
And each year we try to carry it up a level.
Whew, I don't know how you're going to carry it up a notch from last year, but I'm sure you will. And the main theme of all this.
And you don't have to buy a table to come. You
That's
can
right.
just buy a seat.
That's right.
And we have plenty of extra seating.
Yeah.
Not all hostesses have all 7 guests coming.
right.
So we've got plenty of seating. Just get online and get that ticket.
Yeah, yeah. And the tickets were how much?
$25 each.
Okay. And see, that's a no-brainer right there. And for what you get, let me tell you something. $25 is a steal to be able to come and just witness it and be a part of it. And you're going to find something at the silent auction you're going to want to get because it's just, it's a big shopping spree.
And the stories that we have, the
Yes.
testimonies that we have lined up for this year are absolutely, I'm probably going to cry. They're absolutely amazing.
And what we're talking about here is girls that have women had went through the program, and the stories we heard last year was, they were incredible to see how God has changed their lives. God uses angels in flight in places like that. But God has changed their lives, changed their hearts. It's not a temporary thing that you see. It's, in the country we'll say a saying like it's the proof's in the pudding. And the proof is in there. And you can tell. The girls last year, and they were incredible. They were. So I look forward to those this year. But tell us the date again.
April the 22nd.
Okay.
Silent auction doors open at 1 o'clock. You'll want to be there at 1 o'clock so you can get a really good look at the items on the silent auction table, as well as the settings for each table.
Yeah.
They're just phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to take another break. We'll come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
At Dublin Chevy GMC, we have shipments arriving daily. Whether it's Silverados, Yukons, or Tahoes, we have the ride for you. As a matter of fact, I'm doing everything I can to get the trucks ready for you. Whether it's a Blazer or a Terrain or any other crossover, we have the Chevy or GMC for you. And with rates as low as 2.99 on new Silverados, there's never a better time to buy. And remember, Don sells cars well, only at Dublin Chevrolet.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dustin Gay. I'm a local orthopedic surgeon with Houston Clinic Orthopedics, and we'd really like to invite everybody to come out to our new office facility to take a look at it. It's a larger space with physical therapy, and we're just excited to have it, and we'd love for people to come out and visit us.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin.
Badcock Home Furniture and More is your home store, where you'll find great savings on new living room sets, sofas, love seats, recliners, and more. Badcock Home Furniture and More has great savings every day on bedding and bedroom sets. Shop Badcock Home Furniture and More for a great selection of dining room sets, and save every day on electronics and appliances at Badcock Home Furniture and More, 1927 Highway 441 South in Dublin. Call 275-3144 for more information, or stop by and see Wendy and Tim Sumner or any of their friendly staff today at Badcock and More Home Furniture Store, where no credit is ever refused.
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, I'm talking to Penny Foskey with Angels in Flight in Wrightsville. We'll be airing this program again, or you can go to our YouTube channel at TV35 and watch this and all our programming. I was looking this morning, Penny, in the last 90 days, we've had just a little over 1 million people go to our YouTube channel.
Wow.
So a lot of people, there's a lot of content, but there's a lot of you, and thank you for a lot of you are watching us right now on YouTube. It's amazing, these smart TVs now, you just pull it right up and watch it right there on television. So we appreciate you watching today, and if you're just tuning in, go back and watch the show in its entirety. We're talking about Angels in Flight, and we've got our big fundraiser coming up in April, and we've talked about the date and everything, and I want you to say that again and tell us exactly where it's going to be.
Okay, it is April the 22nd from 1 until 4. The tea party itself will actually begin at 2, but you can come early and take a look and socialize with your friends and all. And it's going to be at the Wrightsville First United Methodist Church, which is located at 2497 West Elm Street. We are entering the social hall from the back side of the church. We will have a golf cart there to drive women, men to the entrance. So look out for a taxi when you get into the parking lot. We're going to have a wonderful time.
And the church, I'm trying to remember, is it on the next street over coming in, like you're coming in from Dublin, or is it on the main street?
This church is on the main street across from the government buildings, but the entrance to it is in the back side of it on, I think it's called College Street.
Yeah, I was thinking it was over there, but
we'll have signs out.
Yeah, you won't have any trouble finding it. So if you're coming from Soperton, or if you're in Wrightsville, you know where it is, or Dublin, or over this area, just go in on 319. It's very easy to get to, though. Like you said, you just follow the sign. So it's almost here.
Right, it is. Yeah. One of our guests will be traveling in from Alabama.
That's incredible. I'm looking forward to my favorite. Now, Julie's favorite part is silent auction. My favorite part is hearing these stories. I love to hear people's testimony of how God's changed their lives. Those, to me, that's worth the price of admission right there. It really is. But
yeah, we're expecting close to 200 people to be in that room.
Yeah. There was a lot last year, so I think you're going to use one of the Sunday school rooms, and if the weather's good, you're going to use the porch area to display some of the silent auction. So that'll be good, free up a little space to move around, because I know the silent auction last year, some of us on some of them items we're bidding on, you got some elbowing going on there, and I'm actually kidding about that, but it comes close to elbowing. But everybody there knows we're there to raise money for Angels in Flight, because it takes money to run anything, any organization like this. So how many in the 11 years, how many women have actually went through the program?
We have had 658 residents. We have graduated 157 females. We have served males at one time, and we had completed 29 males.
That's a lot.
And that's a successful completion. That means staying drug-free at least for 180 days.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, the date one more time?
April the 22nd.
Okay, right there on the screen, April 22nd. Need to get on in there about 1 o'clock. Get your seat, get your table. They'll start serving at 2. Go ahead and start bidding on the items. Just start great fellowship with a lot of wonderful people that are like-minded people like us that believe in Angels in Flight, want Angels in Flight to succeed. And we'll all join there together at the church. And it's First United Methodist.
First United Methodist in Wrightsville. And if anyone has any quality items they want to donate, we are a 501c3. We can do tax credits. So if you're interested in that part, definitely all your contributions and donations can be
100% tax deductible.
Tax deductible, that's right.
That's good. So y'all come out and be with us. The information's been on the screen kind of as we've talked, though. Well, thank you for coming in today.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
And look forward to seeing you on the 22nd.
Oh, you're going to see us. And we hope we'll see you. So join us at our Angels in Flight. All the information's been there on the screen as we visited today. And if you just joined us, go to our YouTube channel. You can watch this show in its entirety. Thank you so much for joining us today right here on TV 35.
It's planting season at Roach Farm and Garden. Plant your fruit trees now. Roach Farm and Garden has fruit trees as low as $32.99. blueberry bushes, winter veggies, even have some seed potatoes left. Don't wait for them weeds to come up. Spray now for them summer weeds. Soil test, soil test, soil test. Bring your results by and we will get you exactly what you need. From lime to fertilizer and all to weed prevention, Roach Farm and Garden will carry it all. If you priced eggs lately, Roach Farm and Garden has brooders, pens, waters, and feeders. Roach Farm and Garden has rabbits, chicks coming soon. Go ahead and stock up on feed. At Roach Farm and Garden, we have feed for just about everything. Is hunting season really ever over? The answer is no. Roach Farm and Garden has Boss Bug feeders, a huge selection of deer feed, salt blocks, and trophy rock. Remember, do it right, do it smart. Roach Farm and Garden, 2 locations, Dublin and Wrightsville.
Because your pet is part of your family, your pet deserves respectful care after death. Stanley Petuary takes pride in providing quality care for your pet. We realize the bond and relationship shared with pets. It's only right that we treat the passing of your pet with the respect and dignity we reserve for all our family members. And we pride ourselves in providing a friendly, personal touch for your pet's final needs. We promise to treat your pet with the dignity that he or she deserves and hope these things will make the loss of a beloved pet a little easier for you. Visit us at Stanley Petuary, adjacent to Stanley Funeral Home, 1320 North Jefferson in Dublin, or log on to stanleypetuary.com. Serving all of Middle Georgia, Stanley Petuary.